It's time for another Trash to Cash. Now we're well into June now, and if you remember at the start of this series, I said I'd got between the start until June to try and raise as much as possible for charity. So this one is going to be the last in this current series anyway of Trash to Cash. As you can see, I've got an old telephone table. This costs £20 from Facebook Marketplace, but I'm not going to do a regular upcycle to it. I'm actually going to change it quite a bit. This storage drawer on the left hand side of the table is actually going to be kept as a drawer. I think it's nice, it's going to offer a lot of storage, plus the drawer actually goes the whole way through, so you can access it easily from both sides. So it doesn't matter which way you put this up against the wall, because you'll always have nice easy access. Now while I'm keeping the storage drawer as intended as a storage drawer, it's a different story when it comes to this padded seat. This is going to get removed entirely, a full space put in to act more of a bit of a tabletop, and it's going to be turned into a Lego table. So the first big job to do with this foam table is to get all the fabric removed, get rid of any foam or wadding that's hidden underneath, and otherwise just give it a good clean up. It really is amazing some of the things that you find when you're taking apart furniture like this. I found an HSBC printout, which I'm obviously not going to show you, but there was also an old Marks and Spencer's receipt in here. Now this has got Marks and Spencer's London, and it's got like the receipt saying that they've got bedding and other bits and bobs. This was from 1999. Actually, I can see on the back it's from a Wolverhampton store. You can tell from my accent I'm from Wolverhampton, so this hasn't travelled very far in its lifetime. You ain't gonna believe this. I've literally just took those receipts in the house to make sure they wouldn't blow away in the wind. Didn't want to lose them. I've come back to the foam table to start cleaning it up a little bit more, and I've found something else, something a lot better. So I was literally like scooping up some of all this like disintegrated foam, spotted the nail, spotted this little ball bearing, and then as you can probably see, I glimpsed at this chain. Oh, I think I might have got a little bit ahead of myself, got a bit excited. I don't think it's gold. It hasn't got a lot of weight to it. It's a bit tarnished. As you know, gold shouldn't really tarnish like that. I mean, it's a necklace of some kind or a bracelet or something. So, I don't know. I'll wash it up, you never know. It might actually come up nice. But I wasn't expecting that inside as well. Got a free nail out of it though. So the bulk of all the foam and fabric have been like ripped off now, but as you can see, I'm still left with all these staples. So this is the like least fun part of any upcycle. I've now got to go around and get all of these staples out, and the same on the other side. We want to remove every single staple that we can see. So at this stage now, I've got all the fabric off, all the foam off. I've gone round and removed every last staple. And as you've just saw, I've also removed these dodgy corners. I don't really know what these was doing, to be honest. It was completely rotten, made out of chipboard. So those are just going straight in the bin. So now I need to make this into a table. And to do that, I'm going to be using a scrap piece of 18mm ply. So I went ahead and cut this rectangle, and it looks like it doesn't fit, but trust me, it does fit. It's the right size, basic rectangle. There's a couple of more cuts we need to make. We need to make sure that we can get this plywood around the arms of this kind of seat handle. So it's the moment of truth. Does it fit? It's a bit tight. That'll go. All it needs is a little gentle persuasion. That'll do. And I'll just secure this in place now with a few screws. So now we've got some kind of table base sorted on here. I want to turn my attention to this side, the part where the drawer goes. I want to make this look more like a Lego block. So this kind of beading around the edge, it's too decorative, it's too fancy. I want it just nice, plain and square. So I've got to remove these somehow. I'm going to try and ease them off just with a hammer and a flathead screwdriver. So it's looking more square now, but it's also looking more of a mess. So I've got to sort that out. The way I'm going to fix it is with wood filler. This is a 2-part wood filler. It's really strong stuff. So I'm going to get it mixed up, apply it to the edges, fill any voids around the table, leave it to dry, sand it smooth, and it should be ready for paint. So now it's had a chance to dry, I can sand it all back smooth. Really doesn't take long at all. Right, so the idea I had was to make this section look like a Lego brick. So to do that, I need the little circle dimples on the top. To cut out the circles, I'm going to use the drill. I'm going to be using a hole saw. This is just an attachment for the drill, and it works exactly like a normal drill bit, just instead of drilling a small hole, it actually cuts out a big circle instead. Now that I've got all the voids filled, I've got it sanded nice and smooth, and I have actually gone over and give a light sand into the areas that have got existing stain. That just keys the surface ready for some paint. And I'm going to be starting the paint with a white undercoat. I'm using acrylic primer for this. It should give it a nice base coat, ready for the colour coat afterwards. It's had a couple of coats of the white acrylic primer now, so it's about ready for the top coat. I'm going to go with the spray paint, because it's quicker, it's easier, and I'm hoping it'll give a bit more of a shine. This is a gloss red, it's actually carmine red, so I think it's going to be pretty close to the typical red colour of Lego bricks. Well, it's certainly red now. It's had 2 coats and I think it's looking really good. I'm really happy with the shade. It's not perfect, but I think it's close to that kind of classic Lego red. We still got to add the base plates though. Your classic green, as always. I think it's going to be a nice contrast. But as you can see, I'm going to have to cut some. And I have gone ahead and actually cut the first 2 because those are just straight cuts. So these are a little bit smaller, just to fill in the gaps. And those will get secured in place just with some super glue. But as you can see, I've got some awkward pieces to cut. Similar to when I had to cut the piece of plywood to fit in place, I'm going to have to cut some of these base plates to fit around these leg parts as well. It's going to be a couple of corner cuts. I'm going to be using a sharp Stanley blade to do it. Here's how I do it. I'm going to have to sand the edges just to remove any sharp points, but that's our corner piece done. So I've got them all cut, them all sanded, but before I glue them down, I need to make sure that they don't get misaligned, because obviously we need the bricks to actually be able to stick to them. So I'm going to use the bricks themselves to stick the pieces together, and hopefully that'll prevent them from sliding round, and I can be sure that when it's glued in place, the bricks will still work over the joins. So with any luck, these shouldn't move round on me, and I can glue it down knowing that all the pieces will still line up. And what better is there to use for a handle on the drawer than a Lego block itself. So that's the Lego table done. I think you'll agree it's a massive transformation when you compare it to the foam table in the beginning. I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot more saleable now. This would suit any kid's bedroom, especially if they're a big Lego fan. I'm really pleased that I was able to pick out this original Lego brick design. I think it suits the storage section perfectly. You've got your drawer that actually stores all the Lego bricks inside. Pop it out, sit the drawer on top, and you can actually have a go at creating some Lego on the table itself then. As I say, this is for Trash to Cash, so this is going up for sale now. Fingers crossed I managed to get a decent price for it. We will do a full update with how we've gone on throughout the Trash to Cash series, but as you can see on screen now, we've got currently 3 items that still need to sell. but we've got a great profit building up so far, so fingers crossed we can get the remaining items sold and make a decent amount for charity. I really hope that you like this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Do you like the design? Would you have gone with this vivid red, or would you have gone with something a bit more neutral? And we're going to be keeping an eye out for a foam table now to turn it into a Lego table like this. I hope you am, and if you do, please let us know in the comments down below. And if you post any photos of them on social media, be sure to tag On A Budget in it, because we'd absolutely love to see what you get up to. If you haven't subscribed to On A Budget already, make sure you click the subscribe button and then click the little bell icon next to it. That way you'll get a notification as soon as you upload a new video. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to carry on playing.